Hello and welcome to another life video. Today we're doing Snoop Life, the long-awaited, highly anticipated Snoop Life. Now before I get into this one, I'd just like to say that we're all humans, aren't we? Well, most of us are humans, apart from those pesky lizard people like the Chuckle Brothers and David Walliams. And because we're all humans, we've all got our own likes and dislikes, don't we? You know, we've all got our own favourites and certain things in life that we enjoy. And, you know, that, in my eyes, is something that should be celebrated, because that's what makes us all different after all. And it's the differences between us that make this futile existence we lead under the watchful eye of Barry and Paul that tad bit more tolerable. There are loads of things out there that many different people from all walks of life like to indulge in. It could be a more common interest, such as enjoying a favourite actor or actress or film director. It could be a particular film franchise like The Fast and the Furious, Star Trek Wars, or Harry Potter's. It could be a genre of music or a particular artist. You might enjoy a certain sport and or sportsman and or sports team and or sports woman. It could be a TV series. You might enjoy cars. It could be a certain period in time like the Saxons or the Romanians, you know, something like that. Or it could be one of the more slightly obscure hobbies that tickles your pickle, such as beetle fighting, extreme ironing, element collecting, competitive duck herding, collecting belly button fluff, soap carving, rock stacking, collecting airplane sick bags, train surfing. I mean, I could go on and on and on. And I will. Tree shaping, news raiding, jam making, foraging. You might like to blog about the shipping forecast. You could be a member of the British Lawnmower Racing Association, the Shire Horse Appreciation Society, the UK Roundabout Bureau. You might be a member of the Winchester High Tide Club. I mean, the list is finite, yet extensive. And if you ask me, these differences should be celebrated and not ridiculed and mocked, which is something I'm afraid to say I have experienced with in the past, with one of the very few things that brings me joy in this pre-apocalyptic world. Now, for those of you who know me know, I very much enjoy some soothing sounds of some 90s to early 2000s hippity hop. And of course, my favourite artist is the LBC's finest, Snoop Doggy Dogg, aka Snoop Dogg, aka Snoop Lion, aka Uncle Snoop, aka Snoopadelic, aka Snoopzilla, aka Pastor Snoop, aka Snoopy Collins, aka the King of the West Coast. Now, I'm here to set the record straight because, contrary to many opinions, I repeat, I do not have a problem. I'm not obsessed, I'm not weird, I'm not strange or off-centre, and no, it is not necessary for me to seek psychiatric advice or get professional help. I merely have a passing interest in Snoop Dogg and his work, but I can assure you I'm fully in control of my emotional faculties, and the following footage should put any doubts about that to rest once and for all. So, without any more of those further agadoos, let's start off with what Calvin Broadus is most famous for, and that's his excellent music. We start off with studio albums. 1996, The Dogfather. 1998, having left Death Row and gone to No Limit Records, we've got The Game Is To Be Sold, Not To Be Told. 1996 brought us Top Dog and the start of the greatest 5-album run in the history of hip-hop. 2000, The Last Meal. 2002, Paid the Cost to Be the Boss. 2004, Rhythm and Gangster. Concluding the greatest 5-album run in hip-hop history, The Blue Carpet Treatment, 2006. 2008, Ego Trippin'. 2009, Malice in Wonderland. 2010, More Malice. 2011, The Documentary. 2013 was the year of the name change. We've got Snoop Lion with Reincarnated, which I also have the DVD for, and the book. Very nice. Back to Snoop Dogg in 2015. It brought us the family-friendly Bush. 2016, Kool-Aid. Never Left in 2017. So, slightly embarrassing, I can't actually find the physical copies of the next 2 albums, but I definitely do have them, I promise you. No one is more angry than me, believe me. But 2019 was I Want to Thank Me. 2021 was From the Streets to the Sweets. 2022 brought us back on Death Row, which I haven't got a copy of, for good reason, because it wasn't released on CD, it was just a digital copy, so there's an excuse for that one. 2024 though, physical copy, we're back on track, Missionary. Finally, again, not released on CD, in physical copy, digital download, Is It a Crime, 2025. Studio albums are done, we now move on to compilation albums. 2000, Snoop Dogg presents The East Siders. 2000 was also Dead Man Walking, sort of a compilation album, not really a studio album, it's more unreleased material from Death Row. It's that pesky Suge Knight releasing it without people's permission, trying to make money. The Slag. 2001, The East Siders again, Juices and Trees, The Old Fashioned Way. Back where it all started, the original group. 2004 is 213 The Hard Way, Snoop Dogg, Nate Dogg and Warren G. Welcome to the House, Volume 1, 2005, sort of a compilation album of all his artists from his new record label Doghouse Records. 2013, The 7 Days of Funk, Snoop Dogg, or Snoopzilla if you like, and Dame Funk. This one is real funky. Rounding off the compilation section, 2022, Mount Westmore, Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, E40 and Too Short. Well, I've got so many more CDs than I originally thought. I would try and blast through these last few because these are mixtapes basically. Don't tend to get mixtapes anymore. Now that everything's instant and on YouTube within seconds. But yeah, got these two here. West Coast Flow, Raw and Uncut. Volumes 1, 2 and 3 of The Shiznit. Snoop Dogg and Friends. Finally, rounding off with the Welcome to the Church catalogue, I suppose. Got Volume 2, Volume 3, Volume 4, Volume 5, Volume 6, Volume 7, Volume 8 and Volume 9. And finally a couple of greatest hits records from Death Row. Again, that pesky Suge Knight making money off other people. If you've got that many CDs then you're bound to have a DVD or two also. This is probably the most famous one, Murder Was the Case, with its accompanying soundtrack. Bones and its accompanying soundtrack. Annoyance sets in again. Can't find the DVD, but I promise you I have it somewhere. Mac and Dev Go to High School. At least I've got the soundtrack. Snoop and Dre, The Wash, with accompanying soundtrack. To go along with the Welcome to the House Volume 1, we've got a DVD of all the music videos. A couple of sort of unofficial documentaries about the West Side. Honestly, couldn't tell you what these ones are. One of them's doing the rapping. I'm sure I'll get round to watching them eventually though. A couple of documentaries with varying points of view about the legendary Death Row Records. There's a couple of relatively low budget feature length films here. One of them even has the enviable lineup of Snoop Dogg, Big Pun, Ice-T and Fat Joe. So if you haven't seen that one already, then where have you been? Wrapping up the DVDs, we have probably the best musical tour in history, the Up in Smoke tour. If you haven't watched this and wish that you weren't there, then there's something wrong with you. I've seen him a few times in concert, as you can expect. Don't tend to get actual tickets anymore, do you? But these are just some of the ones I've got left over. 2014, that one. What was that one? 2011. Then this one is probably the greatest concert I've ever been to. What is that? 2005. First concert I ever went to on my own. Drove there after just passing my test. Look at that as well. £28. That's a proper price. Don't get that anymore. Collected a few bits of reading materials over the years. Some XXLs and Source magazines. These are pretty cool. From 1996, got an Enemy magazine. It's proper newspaper style. That's pretty cool. And then even cooler than that, he's got another Enemy. This time it's a 1994. Oh yes. Pretty cool. Obviously I've got a few posters and canvases dotted around the place. There's one there. Got another couple here. Got a rather large, colourful one there. And we've also got something for any visitors to do. We've got a Where's Snoop Dogg poster. A bit like Where's Wally. So if you want to play along, pause the video now and find where he is. And then finally, probably my favourite canvas, which I still need to get put on a frame actually. A rather large one of a very, very young Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. Lovely. Snoop Dogg did release his own G pen, his own stationery set, shall we call it? And unsurprisingly, I can't find where the actual pen is. Some of you might not be too surprised to know that I'm not the most organised person in the world, but yeah, it's a nice thing to have. It's got all the tools in there that you might need for using your pen and writing a letter to your auntie. I don't write letters to my auntie anymore, I just text them these days, but yeah, that's from back in the day. In other news, we have a Snoop Dogg belt buckle there, keeping your khakis up. And then we have a nice print, it's hard to say, but it's a nice framed print of Gin and Juice, one of my favourite songs. You can't really see it too well, but around the outside is a representation of the beat, I guess you could say. And then in the middle there, it's got the words, round, round, round we go. Yeah, a bit hard to see, but nice nonetheless. If you're going to have a Snoop Dogg belt buckle, then obviously you're going to have a few Funko Pops. We've got number 300 there, 301, 302, which is a limited edition, one of 3,000 piece. You got 303, which is one of 15,000, 304, one of 15,000, and 305, which is a one of 3,000 piece. Is that all of them? Heck no. They continue with 324, 341, one of 15,000 piece, 342, 347, which is a flocked Funko. If you know your Funkos, you know what that means. Basically, his little coating there is sort of felt rather than just plastic. That's what flocked means apparently. 15,000 piece, 382, and 391. They conclude, well, the standard size Funkos, shall we say. Oh, seeing as we're near Christmas, we've got a Snoop on the Stoop Funko 412. Then we've got a Wild Loose Snoop on the Stoop there. And then we've got a boxed one. Ooh, Merry Christmas. Funko Golds now. Still Funko Pops, sort of. Just slightly different design. Got that dude there. You got that dude there, and then you've got a similar one here, which is actually a Chase, which, if you know your Funko Pops, is a rare variant. Obviously, them two are the same, but this one is a dog. That one is a human. So yes, nice. Move on. Rounding off the Funko family is this one, Funko Gold Super Size. This is obviously the Super Bowl attire again. Rare 3,000 piece one, and then this one, oh, we're gonna have to zoom out a bit. This one is a mega Funko Pop. I drop it like it's hot one. 343. Where is let's just get a normal Funko Pop. Size comparison. Whoa, he's a big boy. Now move on to the Sota toys. This one I have to hold up because he's a little bit bent. I actually put him on the parcel shelf of my first car, Rover 214 SI, and he got a little bit melted in the back seat, shall we say. We've got one of those, and we've got a boxed version, the purple one with the green shoes. This one I actually got from eBay, right? And this is how it come, absolutely battered. The bloke sent it, he didn't wrap it in bubble wrap or anything, just put it in a plastic bag. So I said to him, well, it's a bit battered, mate. He goes, oh, I've never had any other complaints. I looked at his other history, selling history, and he sells shoes all the time. So, of course, shoes aren't going to get battered in the post. But considering this could be regarded as a collector's item, poor packaging from that man there. And also, if anyone sees, there's two more of these that I haven't got. So if anyone sees one with a white suit and white shoes, or blue suit and blue shoes, then make sure I'm the first person to know. Thank you very much. So here we are rounding off the figurines section. They're not dolls, Dad. They're figurines, right? I don't play with dolls. But we've got these two Vital toys boxed. Bit tatty, but they're quite a few years old, to be fair. Nice. And again, if anyone ever sees one of these with a light blue jacket on, then please make sure I'm the first to know. Thank you. Let's move on. I take that back. We're not quite finished. We've got a Snoop Dogg Buddha there for good luck. This one, this is quite expensive actually. I've seen these on eBay going for quite a lot of money. This one's a little bit battered, so we don't look at that side because it's a bit broken. Look at it from this side, and he's missing his little inhaler. And then we've got some, these are just cheap, cheerful, Etsy sort of stuff. Argument if that actually looks like Snoop Dogg at all, with a couple of other legends. And we've got a Snoop Dogg Pokemon card, which I don't know whether it's official or not. Very unlikely. Someone in China's just printed that off for me, basically. Thank you. Last section of the figurines, I promise. We've got 1 Snoop Dogg Corona bobblehead, 2 Snoop Dogg Corona bobbleheads, 3 Snoop Dogg Corona bobbleheads. That's it now. We move on into the kitchen, and you're probably thinking there can't be anything Snoop Dogg related in the kitchen. But you'd be wrong, because we've got a wall clock cut out of a vinyl there. We've got a chop it like it's hot chopping board, a drop it like it's hot mug, a Coke book, and a rather fetching, albeit a little bit dirty, apron. T-shirt, 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 jumper, jumper, Christmas, jumper, Christmas, jumper, hoodie, hoodie, front, hoodie, back, hoodie, front, hoodie, back. This one actually still fits. Bought this about, well, must be the first one I bought actually, back when I was about 17, so, you know, knocking on the door of 40. Obviously no one can beat the hands of time, so I've got a little bit wide around the old stomach and all that. So you can imagine how big this was when I bought it, about 23 years ago I suppose. Still my favourite one I reckon. Me and my mate went up to Oxford Street, one of those money laundering shops, and yeah, tried it on in the storage room, a bit dodgy. So you can imagine how big it was on me. It looks absolutely ridiculous, didn't I? I must have looked like an absolute fool. But no, it's not too bad now. But yeah, that concludes the clothes section. You are going to look an absolute fool if you turn up with a Snoop Dogg hoodie and t-shirt on without the accompanying footwear and software. Don't take the risk, people. Be prepared. You don't want to look like a wally. We're getting towards the end of Snoop life now, and some of you might be thinking that this geezer is an absolute fraud. When he was doing the albums, he started with the second album in 1996, Dogfather, and completely forgot 1993's debut album, Doggy Style. Well, there is a reason for that. It's because Doggy Style is by far and away my favourite piece of music of all time. Always has been, and always will be. You're never going to top it, in my opinion. Obviously, you know, you're allowed your own opinions, no matter how incorrect they may be. But yeah, so maybe there's a special Doggy Style section. Let's have a look, shall we? Just quickly before we start the dedicated Doggy Style section, when people know you're a Snoop Dogg superfan, or Snooper fan, as we like to call ourselves, you get birthday cards, Snoop Dogg related, from your loved ones. Ah, isn't that nice? Yes, of course, to honour the greatest 50-ish minutes in musical history, we've got a Doggy Style t-shirt there. We've got a lovely Doggy Style flip it over jacket. Oh yes, very nice. What else we got up here? We got the old Lego version of the Doggy Style album cover coming over. We've got the Funko Pop Doggy Style. And then obviously we've got the actual CD itself. Very nice. Then we've got the cassette. Very nice. Collectors only. And then, whoa, we've got another CD. What on earth is going on there? 2 CDs. Well, actually, let me tell you a little bit about this one. Let's nerd out, shall we? This one is actually the original press, the original copy of Doggy Style. Slightly different in that you have the next episode at the bottom there, which isn't actually on any albums. It was supposed to be, but they couldn't get clearance for the samples and whatnot. There are like sort of dodgy, choppy versions on YouTube if you want to have a look at it. And then G's Up, Hose Down is also a song that is on the album. That isn't on the most recent copies that you can only buy today. So you can see the difference there. Doggy Doggy World, G's and Hustlers, Pump Pump, Doggy Dog World. G's and Hustlers Pump Up. G's Up, Hose Down, the next episode. There we go. So yeah, just something. I only can see the executive producers slightly different. Dr. Dre, produced by, yeah. Just a little bit of differences there. This one, actually, I paid far too much for that. I won't tell you how much, but it's quite rare. And yeah, cost me a lot of money. But there you go. There's the Doggy Style collection. Very nice. Eagle-eyed viewers may have noticed that my hair and beard got shorter between the intro and towards the end of this video, and that's because we didn't film this all in one go. We've been waiting for this to get delivered before the video's released. The Snoop Dogg Doggy Style slipping sketches. Oh yeah, boy. These are not for wearing. These are purely a collector's item. Nice. Right, that's it. Done. Let's do the outro now. So there you have it. I think I've more than proven that I am totally in control of my faculties and not in any way absolutely fascinated by Snoop Dogg at all. All I like to do is keep up to date with what he's up to. I mean, maybe you could say at a push I've got a keen interest, but that's where it stops. Like I said, I'm not infatuated with the man. It's not as if I eat and sleep Snoop Dogg. Well, maybe going by some of the equipment in my kitchen, you could argue that I do eat and drink Snoop, but at least I don't sleep Snoop Dogg. That would just be bloody ridiculous. That is the end of Snoop Life. I hope you've all enjoyed it. And more importantly, I hope I put some of those vicious rumours to sleep once and for all. I'm a bit tired after all that excitement, if I'm being honest with you, so I'm going to have a quick nap now. And yeah, I suppose until next time, I'll catch you all on the flip side. Nephews and nieces, TTFN and all that.